Hi, welcome to the Thermoseal group. I'm here today at our Birmingham depot, where, as you can probably see behind me, we do a lot of injection moulding. This is to go with Thermobar and Thermoflex, which we manufacture in Wigan. Now fortunately for us, that equipment's running round the clock to cope with demand, which is far from where we thought we'd be last year with the onset of COVID. We expected to be completely the opposite. Now this good fortune, where everybody's really buoyant in the fenestration industry, has brought about with it a multitude of issues that we've all had to deal with, such as escalating costs of raw materials, shipping charges. We've seen those increase fourfold over the last few months because vessels were taken off the water and shipping containers simply can't get back to their point of origin to get refilled and sent back to us. We've had additional staff costs, massive amount of overtime, and then covering the fact of workers can't come to work because they're having to quarantine. Further up the supply chain towards the window installers, our customers, the insulated glass manufacturers, have also had to deal with a lack of glass and an escalating price of glass. We've also had window profile companies where many chemicals have been put under force majeure conditions, where they've also had no choice but to take allocation and pay more money. In the steel reinforcer part of the industry, if you look on the LME, we've seen increases as much as 100%, and there's nothing can be done about that. But they have to be passed on, these increases. Now we at Thermoseal are committed to the fenestration industry. We've been supplying raw materials to the glass industry for 40 years. You've probably seen us at the G Awards with our customers celebrating our joint success. We don't want to let anybody down. So we've found ourselves in a position where we simply pay the price and make sure everybody still gets their components. The last thing we want is something as simple as a corner key causing the whole supply chain to come to a halt. Now next time somebody calls you up and says, unfortunately, this component has gone up by 5% or 10%, rather than simply argue, can you please have a little bit of understanding and just consider that it's not because they're profiteering, it's because the whole supply chain is faced with these increases. Next year, we think the prices will come down. Hopefully not through lack of demand, but because the supply chain will catch up with itself. Sea containers will be back on the water, coming back in time. We won't have to pay overtime. There won't be a shortage of glass. Everything will return to normal. All we need to do is get through now and get to that normal time again. If everybody can just be understanding, that'll be great. Then we can all have a decent year and not be worrying about being really busy and end up with the worst year we ever had. I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I hope you do understand, and I wish you all well over the coming months. Best of luck,